Hey everyone, welcome back to Car Flash at the garage, where badge hype gets tossed in the glove box, spec sheet worship gets left at the dealership, and what we're left with is raw, unfiltered, seat-of-the-pants driving truth. If you're new here, welcome to the tribe. If you've been rocking with us, you know the drill. We dive deep, drive hard, and say it how it really is. Today, we've got something special. A name that's built its legend in deserts, mountains, and jungles. It's back. The 2026 Mitsubishi Pajero. And yeah, broken bar, it's got a lot to prove. Exterior: this isn't just another SUV. This is a resurrection. A revival of a legacy that once stood shoulder to shoulder with the Land Cruiser and the Patrol. But the question is, has Mitsubishi delivered a proper comeback? Or is this just nostalgia on wheels? Let's talk looks. When you first see the 2026 Pajero, it doesn't whisper refinement, it growls utility. Up front, there's no mistaking it. That bold new dynamic shield grille is chunkier than before, almost tank-like, wrapped in satin metallic edges and punctuated by full LED headlamps that look like they were designed with a samurai sword. The T-shaped DRLs slice through the front like angry eyebrows. The hood has been lifted slightly, giving it that upright, no-nonsense stance. And that central crease running from the base of the windshield down to the grille? Pure attitude. But here's where things get even more Pajero: the side profile. This isn't your swoopy, city slicker crossover silhouette. Nope. This thing is boxy. Purpose-built. It rides tall with serious ground clearance, flared wheel arches that proudly house 20-inch alloys, and a squared-off C-pillar that gives a subtle nod to its off-road pedigree. The beltline is clean, the character lines are subtle, but the message is loud that this SUV is not afraid to get dirty. Running boards are integrated smartly, and the window surrounds are framed in matte black trim, adding contrast to the high-gloss paint. Even the roof rails are chunky, like, actually usable, not just for show. From the back, it's classic Pajero modernized. The full-width LED tail light bar stretches across the rear in a single slash, and the spare tire. It's gone from the tailgate, replaced by a cleaner, powered rear hatch. But Mitsubishi hasn't completely let go of its roots. There's still a rugged skid plate, boxy dimensions, and a stance that screams "throw some mud at me." The rear windshield is large and nearly vertical, maximizing visibility and enhancing that retro charm. Oh, and there's no fake exhaust trims here. Everything you see is either functional or unapologetically honest. Interior: open the door, step in, and the rugged vibe makes way for a surprisingly refined interior. Mitsubishi clearly studied the market here, because the cabin feels like a proper blend of off-road utility and daily drive luxury. Soft-touch materials blanket the dashboard and door panels, while brushed aluminum accents and dark wood trims elevate the design without trying too hard. The 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster is sharp, fast, and fully customizable. Right beside it, a 13-inch touchscreen infotainment system running Mitsubishi's new UI sits proudly in the center, with support for wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Seating: plush but practical. The front seats are wide, supportive, and now feature 10-way power adjustment with memory settings. Second-row passengers get ample legroom, and in this 3-row configuration, the third row isn't just a throwaway. Adults can actually fit back there without folding themselves like origami. Cabin insulation has been dramatically improved, and it shows. Wind and tire noise are almost completely muted even at highway speeds. There are physical buttons where they matter: for climate controls, for off-road modes, for audio volume. No fiddly nonsense. Storage is generous, with deep center console bins, big door pockets, and a flat cargo floor with the third row folded. Ambient lighting, a panoramic sunroof, and a 12-speaker sound system tuned by Rockford Fosgate make it feel premium, but still grounded in its go-anywhere roots. Alright. let's get to the bit that really matters. Performance. How does it drive? Powering the 2026 Pajero is a 3.0-liter turbocharged V6 petrol engine, producing a meaty 290 horsepower and 450 Nm of torque. But wait, Mitsubishi didn't stop there. There's also a plug-in hybrid version, pairing a 2.4-liter petrol engine with dual electric motors for a combined 340 horsepower and an air-only range of around 55 kilometers. Either way, power is routed through an 8-speed automatic transmission, and of course a Super Select 4WD2 makes its return. On road, the Pajero is surprisingly composed. Steering is still hydraulic-assisted, giving you that old-school weight and feedback, but it's been tuned for better precision. There's a bit of body roll but it's well controlled. The suspension, now with adaptive dampers, strikes a solid balance between comfort and capability. It eats up potholes like popcorn and doesn't flinch over gravel or ruts. Take it off-road, though, and that's where it shines. You get 4H, 4HLC, and 4LLC modes, plus a locking center differential and hill descent control. The hybrid version even uses the electric motors for torque vectoring, helping you pivot through tight trails like a pro. Approach and departure angles are generous, a 32 and 28 degrees respectively, and the weighting depth, an impressive 700 millimeters. Mitsubishi didn't just build a crossover with fake grit, this thing is trail-tested and Dakar-blooded. Fuel economy isn't class-leading, the gas-only V6 returns around 10.5 kilometers/L combined, while the FEV averages around 18 kilometers/LA, but considering the size and capability, it's more than reasonable. And if you're doing short city commutes, the plug-in hybrid lets you drive electric only most days. Now let's talk money. The base model Pajero starts around $49,000, giving you the V6, full-time 4WD, and a solid list of standard features. Step up to the mid-tier trim with leather, adaptive cruise, and the panoramic roof, and you're looking at $55,000. The top-of-the-line plug-in hybrid version, with every bell and whistle, crosses the $63,000 mark. Is that pricey? Yeah. But stack it up against what you'd pay for a comparable Land Cruiser Prado or even a Defender, and the Pajero starts looking like a smart buy, especially if you value off-road heritage with modern-day comfort. But here's the million-dollar question, is the 2026 Mitsubishi Pajero truly back? Honestly? Yeah, it is. It doesn't feel like a soft reboot. It feels like a calculated, determined comeback. Mitsubishi remembered what made the Pajero iconic: durability, go-anywhere confidence, and just enough comfort to make it livable, and they added just the right dose of modern tech and polish. No, it's not trying to be a luxury barge. It's not trying to be a fashion-forward SUV. It's trying to be a Pajero. And it nails that brief. If you're a weekend explorer, a dirt road wanderer, or just someone who's sick of crossovers pretending to be tough, this might just be your ride. Alright gearheads, that's it for today's deep dive. Smash that like button if you felt the nostalgia, drop a comment with your thoughts when you take this over a Prado or a Defender. And don't forget to subscribe, because here at Car Flash, we don't review cars, we experience them. Until next time, keep it raw, keep it real, and keep those engines revving.